So I went to Revit City and I like this lamp for my desk. So I'm going to download it and open it. And it needs to be upgraded. It was made in 2012 and we're working on 2025 version of Revit. So it needs to be upgraded. There it is. So now we need to load it into the project. And let's put it right there. Now we can't see it. Revit gave an error message, said we can't see it. So let's go put a section through there and just see where did I actually put that lamp. And there it is. It's on the floor. So let's raise it up. It's the desktop is, well, no, I want to put it on this piece here. So let's measure. It needs to go from the floor up to 3. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to I'm going to copy it, Control C for copy. And then when I click on this object, I'm going to Control V, paste that distance in there. That should lift it up. Let's take a look. Yeah, I got my lamp there. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't know if the creator of this put illumination in there or not. It might not be good. I also got some books. So let's go back to the floor plan. And I went to my Revit City and I got some books and I've already loaded them into this project. So let's search for book. Okay, so let's take this guy. We're going to put him, let's put him 4 feet above the floor line. Let's take a look at that and see what I did. Yeah, it's a little bit too tall for this shelf. Maybe I'll put it on this shelf. We'll go back to the first floor component and books. So I picked that one. Let's put some books on the desk. Again, the desk is 32 inches tall, so we want the books to be 32 inches above the floor. That should be all right. Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, now I got some books on there. I can, using the keyboard, I can get them where I want them to be. Okay, let's go back and architecture component. What else do we have? We still have some more books. I got those books. That's all the books that I got was those and that. I thought I got some other books. All right, but I did get a computer. So COMP for computer. Ooh, this might be better. I already have that in you already have that in your library. Yeah, I'll just put the one. And where do we want it? Again, 32 inches above the floor. Hit the space bar. Now we have the computer. We have those books. I really thought there was some more books there. So let's go back to Revit City. So I went back to Revit City and I loaded this. I opened this and upgraded it, but I still need to load it into the project. So let's put that in there. And component. Let's see what we have for books. There we go, set of books right there. All right. I think it's not letting us set a height. We could put that on, well, we'll put it at the first floor and apply it. So it'll be down low. If we come back a little more here just to look at what we have. Go to view. So you can see they're on the floor. These are two. Let's put a reference plane at this level and we'll call it books. Booked. I spelled it wrong. Let's spell it. Should we spell it right? Right here, we can change it to books. Okay, now I want this guy to be, that's not gonna work, but this one will, because this one needs a work plane. So we're gonna edit the work plane and we're gonna call it books. We're looking for books. That put it up to there. Now let's measure from the floor to that shelf right there is what? Make sure we go straight up. 4'4". Control C, which will copy that. And then we'll click on this and tell it to be Control V, pasting it in the elevation from level. All right, so now we got to. All right, now let's go to this section to see how those books fit in the bookshelf. And I'll just use my arrow key on the keyboard. Nudge this book back. It looks good. 3D view, how's it look? So we'll put some books in there. We could copy it up to another shelf. Another project I did, I just showed you, I loaded up the shelves with cereal and popcorn and cookies and things like that. So you can put that on the shelf and make it look really good. But we're just doing a demonstration here. I could copy them up and fill up another. The other thing that I didn't like was this guy. So let's go back to the first floor and let's fix that. Let's go to this view, just right click and say go to view. I'm going to edit this, edit in place, edit the extrusion, and delete this, and let's just copy this guy from here to there. All right, and then we'll trim, extend, or fillet these two lines. That looks good. We have to fillet these two lines. That looks good. And then we can put a little circle in here. Let's see if we use the arrow keys. And let's make that 2 inches. No, can't change the radius. Okay. Not real crazy about that either, but it's better. I'm going to break this line right here. Trim, extend, because an extrusion has to be a closed entity. We'll say okay to that. Say okay to that. Look at this. I just noticed that book is okay. That's why, because it sits on top of that. It's starting to look a little more than a little bit better. All right. So we put some books in the shelf there. We could keep duplicating that to make it look more like a bookshelf, and we could put other knickknacks there too. We have the computer. You can see that lamp, and the person that made this did put illumination inside of it, so the lamp glows. And it's still kind of a goofy looking bracket, but it's there. You can see it. And so this is really starting to be a nice tool. Imagine if you're trying to show your client what their room could possibly look like. This is a very good tool as an architect to show your client, well, here's your library. What do you think of it? And I like it. You know, I think it starts to really give some reality to what we're doing. And I'd like to see you do that too. Now, for this class, you don't need to do the bookshelf. You don't need to do a desk. You don't need to do anything fancy like that. I'm looking for in the rubric, which is the grading tool, I will look and see if you put wallpaper or painted a wall, and I will look to see if you've done a sweep with a profile. Now, you don't have to do both. You can do one or the other, but you can certainly do both too. I just want to see how you put your sweep into your space. And a crown molding or a base molding is a good example. And very pleased with how this looks. So I would save this and definitely put this in my uh, into my working drawings to show the client what it's going to look like. It doesn't look like we put any floor in yet. This certainly looks like plywood to me. So we should put some sort of a finished floor in there. But it did show carpeting. No, we have carpeting in there because we could see the carpeting on the section.